to talk about some exciting opportunities that our students have for concurrent enrollment courses and career tech education courses on and off our campus. Career tech education classes are hands-on, students aren't sitting in a lecture all day, and it's a great way, especially in high school, to start exploring what careers you might be interested in, even to find out if you don't like a certain career. It's also a fantastic way to get started on some of those college level classes. Some of our courses are concurrent enrollment, and we'll talk a lot about that today as well, where you can earn college and high school credit. And we also have a great program that started this year where students can really get into work-based learning opportunities. And that can be from anywhere from learning about a certain profession and an internship experience to getting credit for what they're doing for work currently. So some of our CTE classes are also concurrent enrollment. Again, that means that they get dual credit. They get high school credit and college credit simultaneously. And if they're taking it through our district, it's fully paid for, the tuition. Also, a lot of our courses offer industry certificates. And so what that means is that your student could potentially be ready to work in the field when they finish those courseworks. And some of our industry certificates will count for the competencies that's required for high school graduation as well. So we have lots of options available on our campus already. It's important that students check the academic planning guide because there are some prerequisites. We certainly want to make sure they're starting in that beginning level course and not skipping the entry level course. These are all linked on the presentation to the academic planning guide. And then students would select these courses during registration, which is happening right now. If they discover something that they want to take and they miss the registration window, just have them contact their school counselor and they can work with them to get that added to their course requests. We are the only school in the district that has an agriculture program. And so we do have some students from outside of the campus come to our campus for our ag classes. But these are great courses to learn about agriculture, food, and the natural resources industry. We have some students that are interested in being a veterinarian, and so they can take in their second year a veterinary science class. And then another class that we're offering is going to be about the power and structure, all of the technology pieces that we see in the ag industry. Another class that's going to be introduced is wildlife and fish management. So there's lots of great opportunities in the ag department. We have a very well-developed business and marketing department. These are all of the classes that students can take. Again, they are high school level and they can sign up through the registration. Business and marketing essentials, intro to PC apps, so really learning the ins and outs to Windows and Microsoft Office, accounting, entrepreneurship, even event marketing and communications. Our visual arts, we have a graphic design and illustration course, levels 1 and 2, commercial photography, which is a level 2. We'll talk about how to take an intro class in a minute. And then we also have multimedia credit for work experience in this as well. And our family consumer sciences, for those students that are interested in fashion design, interior design, cooking, or the catering industry or hospitality industry. We have education and child adolescent development. So folks that might be wanting to work with kids or children at some point in their career, a life management class as well. And our vocational courses that we have on campus are woodworking, carpentry technology, building materials. We have an intro to metals course and a welding course. And then we have a autos program. We just got a revamp on our auto shop, and it is absolutely high-tech and amazing. So for all of those departments, it's possible for your student to take work-based learning experiences also. This would be as they're into the program, maybe the second year or the third year. Like I mentioned before, there's a work experience credits that students can take. So they would work with their current CTE teacher, and then they can get credit for working in that industry. So let's say, for instance, they're working at a restaurant. they can work with Carrie Boreski in the catering industry to get credit for that work experience. And professional internships. So we have a few students right now that are doing an internship in physical therapy. So they're getting credit and experience exploring those career passions that they may have. Oh, pardon me. We also have a lot of CTE classes where you can earn dual credit. So that is where you get high school credit and college credit simultaneously. The registration process is the same. So you just want to make sure that the students are meeting those prerequisites that are in the academic planning guide. And then they would select those courses during course registration. Again, if the window has closed and they want to still do this, have them contact their school counselor and we'll work with them. We partner with Arapahoe Community College and MSU for our CTE classes for concurrent enrollment. So these are the business classes that we have that students can get credit through ACC and high school credit. Intro to Business, Personal Finance, Principles of Sales, Principles of Marketing. Our Family and Consumer Sciences works through MSU, where they can get their certifications to be industry ready through the ProStart 1 classes and ProStart 2 courses. And then our visual arts, this is going to be like our intro photo course that students can take. And this is also offered through Arapahoe Community College. So aside from all of the things that we have on campus, we also have access to a lot of opportunities off campus for students. A lot of students will take advantage of this in their senior year because typically by the time you're a senior, you have like your last year of English to do. And so it just really frees up their schedule to be able to travel to these different places. But it is open to juniors and seniors to apply. All of the classes that we have here are, most of them are hyperlinked to some additional information if you're a student or you would like some additional information. I just wanted to highlight a few of the popular ones that a lot of our students do. We've had a lot of students do the cosmetology program. And just this year, they opened up a campus at Highlands Ranch High School. It's a brand new facility and it's been highly successful. For that program, they do like the students to start in their junior year so they can be industry ready by the time they're seniors, but you could potentially start it in your senior year and then continue your education after high school. Another program that a lot of our students will do is the criminal justice ACC courses are popular. It would just be one or a few of those classes. EMT is also a popular course that students will select. This is at Rock Canyon High School. They're in their second year coming up next year, and they've also been very successful. The fire science program at Rock Canyon High School has been around for many years. It's a 2-year program, but a lot of our students, again, will start that as seniors because their schedule is freed up. And it's a series of courses. So they're usually there for either a morning cohort or an afternoon cohort. But we do have other coursework available off campus if you're a student, or if you are a student, if you're interested. There's aviation and drone technologies at Highlands Ranch, biotechnology, cybersecurity, engineering at Mountain Vista High School, health sciences intro classes that are offered through ACC, information technology at Castle View, mass media, and teacher cadet. There's a few open houses that are coming up that I would like to point out. On February 3rd, I believe that's this Wednesday, Rock Canyon High School is hosting an open house for their fire science, EMT, and criminal justice programs. And you'll be able to see the space that they work in, meet the instructors. And there's a lot of cool technology, honestly, that a lot of these programs use. You don't have to RSVP, and it starts at 6 o'clock.
Ms. Wine, I'm just going to jump in super quick. It is on the 3rd is on Thursday, just so you have that. And just an important point to bring up with the Cosmo program, if a student did start as a senior and they continued with the program there once they graduate, the cost of that program is not covered by the district. I just want to make sure that people understand that only the costs of CTE programs are covered while the student is still in high school.
Exactly. Thank you for clarifying that.
Yep, you're welcome.
Well, Highlands Ranch High School is also hosting an open house. And wanted to point out, if you're interested in doing the cosmetology program, it is mandatory that you attend one of their open houses, but they'll also be featuring aviation, cybersecurity, and their teacher cadet program. That is also at 6 o'clock, and it's on February 16th. Again, you don't have to RSVP, you can just show up. So for the CTE courses that are offered off campus, the first step is your student needs to contact their school counselor. For our current juniors, we've all had individual junior meetings, and so some of those folks have already been identified and given the information. But if they haven't for some reason, have them schedule a junior meeting with their school counselor, just to kind of talk about the program requirements, how they're doing with graduation, and those kinds of things. And then once we determine that, yes, there is an interest, and yes, I am okay driving myself, et cetera, so forth, then we'll provide an online application that they'll fill out with parents or guardians. And that will close on February 28th at 4 o'clock. And that's a hard, fast deadline. So the online application for CTE classes off campus will close February 28th at 4 o'clock. As a side note, students will still register for a full course load at DC. And then we typically find out late spring if students get that spot for those courses off campus. And then they'll meet with their school counselor and adjust their schedule to accommodate those classes. So again, they'll register for a full load at DC. They'll do their CTE application. And then once they're accepted, we will get together and adjust their schedule. Okay, I'm going to stop sharing so Miss Boyce can jump on.
Okay, and so hopefully this will be a smooth transition for me to present my screen. So give me just a moment here. And then Miss Wine, if you can share with me, that lets me know that I am presenting my CTE screen.
Absolutely.
Just a moment. Good.
And just a reminder too, if you have any questions, if you want to put them in the chat, and then when we're done with the presentation, we'll circle through those questions.
Miss Wine, am I presenting?
You are not.
I'm not. Let's try that again.
Okay, yep, we are seeing it now.
Perfect. Okay, so let me go to slideshow. Okay, am I all good, Miss Wine?
You are. You're all set to go.
Yay. Okay, so concurrent enrollment is another great program that we offer at Douglas County School District. There are concurrent enrollment programs in each of the high schools. Some of us offer similar courses, and well, I should say the same courses, and others branch out into different areas of specialization. And so concurrent enrollment is a great way to provide students with an opportunity to start taking post-secondary or college level classes while they are in high school. It's often called dual enrollment. So a student earns both credit in high school and college. And so they're actually starting a college transcript through our biggest supplier, if you will, is Arapahoe Community College. But again, through the ProStart program that Ms. Wine mentioned earlier, that is a concurrent enrollment and CTE program through Metro. But most of our programs do come through Arapahoe Community College. And I believe fire science at Rock Canyon is Red Rocks Community College, but most of our programs are affiliated with Arapahoe. And so the great thing about concurrent enrollment is that there is no cost for the tuition. for students. There may be fees, example, a textbook or another small fee that a student would have to pay for materials, but the tuition is fully covered. Students may apply to take concurrent enrollment classes at Douglas County or on ACC's campus. And we are lucky to have STEM Collaboration Campus in our backyard over by across the highway by CV. And students can also take concurrent enrollment courses at one of the other high schools. This can get a little tricky sometimes based on the high schools being on different schedules and the concurrent enrollment courses often being just an hour or an hour and a half. Students do have to transport to the other school, be at the class and transport back. So again, that can be a little tricky, but just wanted to bring up that those are the three ways that students can take concurrent enrollment courses. I did include a link that is on Arapahoe Community College's website on their concurrent enrollment. It's called Getting Concurrent Enrollment. Well, it's Getting Started with Concurrent Enrollment. And if you click on this link, it will show you the various steps, but we'll go through that. So concurrent enrollment, again, get a great jump start on college by earning high school and college credit at the same time. Taking classes while you're in high school is just the beginning of your college journey. Some of the benefits is that you receive the same quality, support, and rigor as a full-time student at ACC. Again, no tuition cost when you take the classes at your high school. And this is, we're focusing on concurrent enrollment at the high school for starters. A seamless transition to Arapahoe Community College or another college after high school. Our courses are taught by high school teachers, but they are approved as adjunct professors through Arapahoe Community College. And students can gain great experience to prepare for their future. So just like CTE, we have courses, concurrent enrollment courses that are taught at Douglas County. If the course is a course that is offered at Douglas County High School, students do need to take that in their own building versus going to another high school or going off campus to Arapahoe Community College. So I just want to make that clear. And within our, again, we have a robust business concurrent enrollment business program at Douglas County. And we have the Intro to Business. Now, these courses are standalone. They don't have to be taken together. The Intro to Business, Personal Finance, Principles of Sales, but the Principles of Marketing is a full year course. And there is a link to the concurrent enrollment business courses. Family and Consumer Science. This is, again, our ProStart program in the hospitality and food production. And as you'll see, some of our concurrent enrollment and career tech ed do overlap. So Amy and I do talk a little bit about some of the same programs. The ProStart program is a concurrent enrollment through Metro State. Great program in English. Now, this is seniors only. All students can take the business courses, but with the language and literature, these are just for seniors only. And we have the English 121, which is English composition. This course is the same as if a student who's a junior right now is in AP language. As a junior, the English Composition 121 and AP Lang are the same course. And so a college would not give credit for the same course. And so if a student is currently in AP language this year, I would not recommend doing the English composition unless the student scored below a 3 on their AP exam at the end of the year, because a college would not accept that for matriculation if the score is below a 3. And again, it just depends on the matriculation of the college if they want a score of a 3, 4, or a 5. But just so you know that. But a student could do the second semester of the literature class. And so I'm going to take a brief pause for a moment because 3 of the programs that I'm going to be talking about do have score prerequisites. And so these are linked directly in our course academic planning guide. But because the English, the mathematics, and the environmental science, they do have Arapahoe Community College score prerequisites. And that means the student has to have in all 3 of these, they have to have a 3.0 minimum GPA or a certain PSAT, SAT score, or a certain ACT score. Those scores for ACT, PSAT, and SAT are mapped out in the academic planning guide in the specific, when you look up the specific class, it will say prerequisite. So I want to make sure that you are aware that those 3 areas do have a score prerequisite. In our math, we are adding a new course this year. We're very excited about it. In addition to our Math 121, which is freshman college algebra, we are also offering Math 120, which is math for liberal arts. So a student who might be going on to study psychology, sociology, English, they may not need to take and have the college algebra as a prerequisite, or pardon me, as a requisite for their program major. Those students are then able to take math of liberal arts. So a nice addition to our math concurrent enrollment program. We added this past year concurrent enrollment science class. This is a semester class. It is environmental science with lab. And this has been an excellent addition. Each of our courses are worth 3 credits, college credits, except for our maths. They are worth 4 college credits and a credit for high school. So most of our classes are 0.5 high school credit, 3 credits for ACC, but our math are 1 credit for high school and 4 credits for college. So I just wanted to make sure to bring that up. Our other program for concurrent enrollment is our photography. And this, again, as Ms. Wine mentioned, is our photo 1 and 2. Right now in our program guide and in our course registration, it's still listed as photo 121, photo image, and photo 101, professional photography. But we will be adjusting these names as these name changes are coming from Arapahoe Community College. So how do you register for concurrent enrollment classes at Douglas County High School? So if you want to take a concurrent enrollment course that is offered in your home school, it's very simple. You just want to make sure that you meet the prerequisites. And again, that's mostly for our English, math, and science. There is a score prerequisite, and I outlined there. I've also put a hyperlink to ACC's course placement matrix. This is another place that can help you with the English and math to know what PSAT, SAT, or ACT college assessment score is needed for that class. I also did a hyperlink to our planning guide, so you can click right on that and then go to the academic area, whether that's language arts, math, science, etc. Find the course and then look and see if there is a prerequisite for that course. And then simple enough, as many of our students have already begun doing, they just go into their Infinite Campus and go to their academic plan and go ahead and register and select those courses. If it's a concurrent enrollment course that's offered at a different Douglas County High School than Douglas County, you would need to work with your counselor directly to get enrolled in that course. This is handled from counselor to counselor directly between the schools. So as an example, I have a student this semester who is taking a U.S. History and Reconstruction course at CV. And again, because she's a senior, as Ms. Wine mentioned, she has very little courses that she needs to have in her schedule. So this has opened up the ability for her to have a little bit more flexibility to travel to another high school, where that's a little bit harder with our younger students. One, there is no transportation provided. Students have to provide their own transport. And so often our younger students don't drive, and our younger students have many required courses that they have to take during the day. So there isn't that free time to travel. And so there is a link that I provided that shows you the other concurrent enrollment courses at our other 9 Douglas County high schools. So concurrent enrollment at DC. There is a process to this. In early, and I'm really going to say early May, I put in this early to mid-May, but students should expect to hear from me if they register for a concurrent enrollment course at Douglas County. They should expect to hear from me in early May. There are several steps that must be completed, or a student will not be allowed to take the course. And if they don't meet the steps by the start of the next school year, I will have to pull them from the course. So the first step in my email that will come, it will be very detailed with all of the specific instructions. The first step is that they will need to apply to Arapahoe Community College. They must be an Arapahoe Community College concurrent enrollment student. So they will be dually enrolled in both Douglas County and Arapahoe Community College. Once they do the application to ACC, ACC will then send them within, it's about four-ish business days. ACC will send them their ACC ID number, which is called an S number. The student will need their S number to complete a Douglas County School District concurrent enrollment agreement form. And I will include in my email to students and families, I will include the directions on how to apply to ACC. I will include the concurrent enrollment form. I will also list if there is a score prerequisite to ensure that that is met. And again, these steps must be completed to enroll in a concurrent enrollment course at Douglas County High School. So a really great opportunity. We are so lucky to have STERM Collaboration Campus, Arapahoe Community College's STERM Collaboration Campus, just across the highway. So these, what I'm going to talk about now, are off-campus at Arapahoe Community College courses. So if a student is seeking to enroll in a STERM Collaboration Community College pathway, there are certain requirements that must be met. And I did, there's a hyperlink here on the CE off-campus handout, which gives a little bit more information. That is a hyperlink. But these are the steps that are required if a student wants to take a class over to STERM. So they have to be on track to graduate and have a minimum of a GPA of a 3.0. They must be a senior. And it had been prior to COVID and budget cuts, the juniors and seniors had been able to take courses, but unfortunately we are still in the limited ability that it is only seniors who can take a course. They have to have parent support and permission. They must be enrolled in a Douglas County school, in the Douglas County School District. They have to provide their own transportation to and from STERM. They must maintain a professional level of behavior at all times. They must maintain consistent attendance both at SCC and DCHS. Again, they will need to complete a Douglas County School District Concurrent Enrollment College Agreement. They must apply to ACC and meet all ACC registration deadlines. And they may be responsible for course fees to include but not limited to textbook, workbook fees, etc. Again, the tuition is fully covered, but not course fees or textbook fees. And please note that fully online classes are not approved for concurrent enrollment. They are in-seat classes. Now, if ACC happened to go remote, which happened last year, that's a different story. That's an in-seat class that happened to go remote, just like we did. But our district does not cover the cost of online ACC courses. We will pay for one class each semester. Again, before COVID, students were able to take two, but due to budget cuts, again, we've been limited, and it will remain that way for next year. We're certainly hoping the year after it will open up again. But at this point, it's seniors only in one class each semester. There are 4 pathways, and I also included a hyperlink to the overall pathway overview, which gives some more detailed information. But the business, health, math and science, and technology are the 4 pathways. Students are not able to just arbitrarily pick a class like, oh, I don't know, I'm going to pull something that probably doesn't exist, basket weaving, right? A student is not able to pull a course just out of random. The course that they must take has to be in one of these 4 pathways and be a part of the area that they are pursuing for post-grad for their plans after high school. And you can click on each of these hyperlinks and it will break down all of the courses, all of the programs within each of these pathways, and then all of the courses that are offered within each of the programs. And I have some more slides on those that I can show you too. And these forms will be, the concurrent enrollment form will be due to the school's counselor, the student's counselor, by March 2nd. We don't have a lot of turnaround time with the courses at ACC. And the student will, the first step, if a student is interested in taking a course at SCC, I would recommend that they print the copy of the pathway that they are interested in and circle the course that they are interested in and come in to see their counselor. The counselor then has all of the next steps that the student needs to take and follow in the alignment to get that happening. So our pathways within the business pathway, we have the accounting clerk certificate. We have an Associates of Arts Accounting Transfer Major, and we have an Associate of Arts Business Transfer Major. And I'm not sure if I mentioned this before. I'm feeling like I didn't. With concurrent enrollment, it is a guaranteed transfer. In the state of Colorado, if you are looking at a student starting at a 2-year community college in the state of Colorado, is an example, Arapahoe Community College or Red Rocks or Metro. And a student is, not that Metro is a 2-year, it's a 4-year, but, and then the student transfers to a 4-year university, public university within the state of Colorado. Those credits are guaranteed to transfer. So as an example, from ACC to CSU, to CU, to Western, to Mines, to UCCS, UNC, etc. These credits for concurrent enrollment, as long as a student earns a C or better, is guaranteed to transfer. And so I think I forgot to mention that, and I wanted to make that clear. Our next area is our health area, and we have a couple of programs there. The Associate of Science, Health Science, and Exercise Science, typical careers or majors that a student would pursue with starting in this program is sports medicine, physical therapy, athletic trainer, kinesiology, etc. So this would be a great opportunity for a student to take a course or two in this area, knowing they're headed in this direction. Another very, very popular program is our Nurse Aid Certificate, our CNA. And in the state of Colorado, and as an example, Arapahoe Community College, one of the prerequisites as students pursue their nursing degree is they have to have their CNA certificate. So a nice way for students to get started on this pathway is to take their CNA, to also do their English 121 English Comp, which is at Douglas County, to do their college algebra at Douglas County, and potentially take AP Bio, AP Psychology. All of these courses are prerequisites for a student to start the nursing program at ACC and many of our other 4 years that offer nursing. And so if a student does a blend of AP and a blend of concurrent enrollment, they are able to get a really nice head start on their nursing degree. Math and science. Within the math and science, we have an Associate of Science pre-engineering transfer. And again, that's our civil, mechanical, electrical, and environmental, computer, etc. Our second is Associate of Science biology transfer, conservation, forensics, med tech, med vet tech, physician assistant, physician pharmacist, etc. So these are our programs offered within that pathway. And then our technology, which is our Associate of Science, computer science transfer major, Associate of Applied Science, secure software development. And this is a special collaboration between ACC and CSU Pueblo. And then the Associate of Applied Science Cybersecurity, which is a transfer to CSU Fort Collins. So this is a nice comparison of our CTE, our Career Tech Ed programs that are offered at Douglas County or off campus at our other high schools. And it just gives you a breakdown. Again, the academic planning guide is linked here to make sure that you check any prerequisites. And for these, you sign up directly on your Infinite Campus portal during registration. Off campus, for the 22-23 school year, you would register just like you are going to be at Douglas County High School full-time, because you will not get your acceptance for this program until sometime in April, early May. So you want to register just like you're going to be at Douglas County full-time. Once you are accepted into that program, you will then meet with your counselor, and they will help you to adjust your schedule with your accepted program that might be fire science at Rock Canyon or your cosmetology at Highlands Ranch, if that was a morning program or an afternoon program. And so your counselor will help you with that. In the interim, you are also, if you are interested in one of the off-campus programs, you must meet with your counselor. There is a Career Tech Ed application, as Ms. Wine mentioned, that is due February 28th. You will need to meet with your counselor, and they can share that link with you. And there does need to be parent support. There are a few questions at the end of that application that are specifically for parents. Concurrent enrollment at DC. Again, I can't stress enough that a student for the English, the math, and the environmental science have to have either a 3.0 GPA or meet an SAT, PSAT, or ACT score prerequisite. Again, those are in the academic planning guide. We have linked that for you. Again, super easy. During registration, while our window is open, you just sign up for the course in IC during registration. And then in early May, I will reach out to all of you to give you further directions on the steps that you need to take to apply to ACC, to complete the concurrent enrollment agreement form, and verify that your score prerequisite is met if there is one. Off-campus concurrent enrollment, you will, again, register just like you were going to be at Douglas County for the full day. You will meet with your counselor to check requirements, that you meet all of the requirements to take a course at SCC, and you would be provided with the Douglas County School District concurrent enrollment agreement form. And your counselor will give you the steps to apply to Arapahoe Community College. When you receive your spot, so as an example, using the CNA, if you decide to apply for that and you receive that spot, you will then meet with your counselor in late April, early May, and we will go through and adjust your schedule to make sure everything fits in. And just knowing that, again, ProStart receives their college credit through MSU. The CE application process is different and will be reviewed by Ms. Berzeski in class. And I'm pretty certain Ms. Wine already mentioned that, but I thought it bared repeating. This is a comparison of CE and CTE courses offered on campus and off campus. At DC, it will tell you what grade levels, off campus, what grade levels. And so I don't necessarily think we need to go through all of that, but for the CTE, students can enroll as many courses that will fit in their schedule. For off campus, it's just one. Some of the courses in both of these areas also serve as concurrent enrollment. And again, just remember that course fees are not covered, but tuition is. And again, the concurrent enrollment, some of our courses at DC allow freshmen through seniors to take them, like the photo, marketing are two examples of courses that a student can take 9th through 12th. ACC English and environmental science are upper level classes. And so you just want to make sure that you are looking at prerequisites. Again, students can take unlimited number of concurrent enrollment courses within the building. Again, tuition is paid by the district as long as a student earns a C or better. Again, fees are not covered. And for concurrent enrollment off campus at ACC, this is for seniors only, and they can only take one course per semester, and it is in one of the 4 pathways. And again, the pathways are linked there. And we have included in our presentation, concurrent enrollment contact is me. I oversee the concurrent enrollment within our school, and Miss Wine oversees the career tech ed, as well as our work-based specialist, Kathy Frommer, from the district. And I am going to escape from my presentation and stop presenting here in a moment. Stop sharing. Okay.
Right. And do you want to stop the recording too?
I am going to stop recording. There we go.